Carolina Panthers take to the road, have to shake off major disappointment after losing to a one-win Saints team. They are in Atlanta this week, back at home after a trip to the land of the Scorpions. Not only did it sting, followed it with a 9-hour flight with no bye. At least they don't have to hear JT sing bye, bye, bye to them again.
Back to Taylor with Warren blocking. Touchdown Taylor! In Berlin, Germany, it's Taylor's game, and the Colts win in overtime.
Falcons trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, playing a team that shut them out earlier this year. This is the second meeting between the two. First one caught lots of folks by surprise. Panthers shut out Atlanta 30-0. Carolina, picking off Michael Penix twice, took one to the proverbial crib.
Penix with time is intercepted.
That's completely on Penix. 100%.
Shaw Smith-Wade takes it in.
Penix's latest outing, not much better than that one. Followed his 3-touchdown game with a 177-yard outing, 12 for 28 passing, 76 rating. Targeted Darnell Mooney 8 times, completed just one to him for 17 yards.
Just a little high and outside for Mooney, not able to make the catch right there, but that's one Michael Penix is going to want to have back.
Carolina's secondary, though, didn't look great versus Tyler Shuck last week. They've been solid-ish against the pass in 2025, but gave up 280-plus yards to Shuck, 2 touchdowns, over 10 yards per attempt, which penciled out to a fat 128 rating allowed.
Goes deep down the sideline, and the catch is made, and taking it in is Chris Olave.
Their subpar play versus Shuck didn't lead to a bunch of points allowed, though. Held the Saints to 17, usually plenty low enough to win a game. Only 2 red zone trips allowed, stopped both.
Shuck is going to be sacked. A big play by the Panthers defense. Nick Scorton.
Panthers defense has held 3 of their last 4 opponents under 18 points, stacked against a Falcons offense that still put up 25 points despite Penix's play. 3 for 3 in the red zone, 23 to 25 points their last 2 outings.
And gets the handoff and gets the touchdown to tie the game.
The driving force behind the points they managed last week, their rush attack and Drake London. London, the one Falcons pass catcher with 40-plus yards last week, 104, scored. That's a touchdown in 4 of his last 5.
Penix floats it. London reaches out and holds it in. Touchdown, Drake London. The red zone machine strikes again.
On that note, Carolina's DBs gave up 104 yards and a 62-yard TD to Chris Olave. Gave up a TD and 92 yards to tight end Juwan Johnson. Atlanta's Kyle Pitts last week, 5 targets, 38 yards. Bijan Robinson, just 4 receiving yards, but he got it going on the ground for the first time since his big Buffalo game back in week 6. 84 yards versus Indy, 4.9 per carry.
And here is their top back, Bijan Robinson, with an excellent run to start Atlanta's offensive day.
Tyler Algier also comes in off a nice one, 2 scores, 57 yards, 5.2 a pop.
Here is Algier looking for the end zone and the lead. Touchdown Atlanta!
Based on Carolina's body of work against the run, Atlanta's running back duo could keep it rolling. Carolina has allowed running backs to hit at 4.8 a carry, but last week they did hold Alvin Kamara to 3.8 per attempt.
And nothing for Kamara. But he got stoned by Derek Brown.
Their front also doesn't have many sacks this season. Trevin Wallace, Nick Scorton responsible for the 2 shuck bags they picked up. Penix took a season-high 3 sacks in their loss to the Colts.
It's hit hard for the backside. That ball is out, and the Colts have it.
Penix pressured 35% of the time, average territory. Only the second time he's been sacked 3 times in a game. Not usually a problem. His counterpart, Bryce Young, only took 2 sacks versus New Orleans. Really rough outing nonetheless as well. 124 yards, a measly 5 yards per attempt, no TDs, 1 pick, a 62 rating.
Throws wanted, it's intercepted. Underthrown in the area where McMillan was.
Under 200 yards passing 8 of 9 games now. Under 5.6 per attempt, which is low to begin with, 3 straight games. He's under 6 per try for the season. 0 touchdowns in his last 2 games, a pick in each. Offense in turn, only good for 7 points last week, 3 for 9 on 3rd down.
And that's not good enough. And throwing short doesn't work for Bryce Young.
That's 4 straight games Carolina hasn't scored 17 points. Young and company do get a rattled defense. Most of the rattling took place along the ground, though. Gashed by JT in Germany. That's the movie title for Atlanta's defense last week. The game winner, one of 3 touchdowns they gave up to Jonathan Taylor, led to 31 points scored. They've now given up 24 plus 3 straight games.
Ducking inside, he is in! A touchdown for Indianapolis.
Taylor did those birds dirty. 244 yards on 7.6 a run. Atlanta gave up an 80-plus yard TD to him.
Jonathan Taylor, big run, there he goes, and Indianapolis takes the lead!
Now they get running back Hingle McCringleberry, typically Carolina's best offensive weapon.
Rico Dowdle is in for a Carolina touchdown.
The fact Rico Dowdle gave him a 0-pump celebration after getting fined for 2 makes him even more legendary. He did struggle, though, finishing with 53 yards on 2.9 per carry. Was 4.6 or better the previous 5 straight. He and Tatora McMillan, once again the only sources of significant offensive production. McMillan, the only Panthers pass catcher with 40-plus yards, finished with 60-plus yards in 6 of 10 games.
Throws wide open. McMillan, first down.
Tight end Jatavian Sanders, 5 catches, 32 yards. Jalen Coker, 3 for 21. Falcons secondary gave up 42 more yards to Taylor through the air, 84 yards to Alec Pierce, 99 to tight end Tyler Warren, 255 to Daniel Jones, over 9 yards per attempt, a 100-plus rate.
Now Jones takes a shot into double coverage, end zone. It's Pierce leaping for the touchdown.
Atlanta's play versus Indy's skill set guys made you feel bad for their pass rushers, like they worked it last week. They bagged it up 7 times. That's 6-plus sacks back-to-back games. No diggity.
Jones under pressure. That ball is out. Jalen Walker recovers, and James Pierce, the other rookie linebacker, jarred it loose.
They blitzed Jones 46% of the time. They remain the blitz happiest team in the league. Bryce versus 5-plus in 2025, a 68 rate, second lowest of any qualified passer.
He tried to bail out, was brought down, a sack. That was only a 4-man front, but then they added to it.
We revisited their first ever game against each other in our first preview of these two. Atlanta won it 23-20 in OT, so Carolina's turn. Here's the first ever win over the Dirty Birds, which took place a few weeks after their first meeting.
The Falcons needed a victory to clinch a playoff spot and exploded to a 14-0 lead. When Carolina launched their most stirring comeback of the year. Trailing by 3 with 7 minutes remaining, the offense called on one more big play to take the lead.
Green, down the near sideline. He's going to score! Touchdown! Touchdown! We're coming down to this. It's Atlanta ball at the Carolina 6-yard line, 4th down and goal. Gentlemen, this is what it's all about. Looking, sprints out to the near sideline. Big rush, now he'll throw. Broken up in the end zone. This game's over. How about number 7?